Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Codex Cast, the cast of people that are made by the Codex members who have casted their vote to do another podcast of the Codex Cast.
What?
Joe Billiman's back. He's crying. Of course, he do this, because stop crying. Act like you're happy. Act like you're happy. Oh, we got a Shelby Fraser back.
Hi.
We got Mr. Ginge back.
Hi.
We got an Oliver Croft.
Hey.
And Metal Mercury. Do I hear him? Oh, I do hear Metal Mercury. And last, but not least,
You skipped.
the one, the only. Well, no, I was going to get to you.
Okay.
That's first you were last and not least. Wow. Okay. Well, Crystal Rose is here.
Sorry. Hi.
That's your
Hey,
first
Crystal.
warning. Don't ever speak out of turn again. And of course, we have the beautiful Kit.
Good joke, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
So, today's podcast, I'm actually going to point out everything I say because if you play it backwards, there are going to be 3 hidden messages.
Okay.
The first one is going to be the exact location of where Kit lives. Okay? The second one is going to be the exact location where to hide his body so no one will ever find it. And the third one is a really nice souffle recipe I think everyone's going to enjoy. So, stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Remember to make that before you kill me.
You can start it while you're killing him because it's going to take a while. Yeah. So.
Souffles, yeah. You want to make it quiet, too. You don't want it to mess up.
Yeah, you can leave the house, leave it on, set it to low. You're good. Yeah. So, first topic. Hold on. Before we start, we have one new member to the Codex server, Artemis. Welcome, Artemis. She was to join us for today. She kind of became busy or something, so she may join us later on, but she is the newest member to the Codex server, so everyone can go check her out when she starts making videos for us, so yay!
Yeah,
Okay.
whenever you're done checking me out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
the
going
last
to introduce
people.
topics? Did I do it?
Do it.
Go, Joe.
Number one. Okay, Google Glass goes on sale for 1 day. So, let's see what that says.
You have $1,500 and are willing to drop it at the top of the hat on April 15th.
For a
Then
single day.
you go
So-
for it.
What does that mean? Is that final product, or is that like what everybody's been beta testing now? Just the general public can go buy it, like a beta version of it.
I think it's just like a big beta version of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Guessing so.
If it was the final version, I doubt they'd sell it for 1 day.
So, I got to play with it back in January for about 2 minutes. It wasn't really long, but I don't know. The idea of it is so much better than when you actually get your hands on it and then you kind of like play with it. I don't know. It's super weird. The article that we have, the picture in it of the Google Glass looks so much better and is what everybody has been kind of asking for of the Google Glass. So what it used to be was kind of like a wireframe for like glasses, so it just kind of go like around your head, and then like the little eyepiece would like kind of go like right up here, or I guess you could adjust it. But in the picture that we have on the article, it actually has like lenses like on the glasses, so it looks like glasses, and then it's just like an extra eyepiece for the actual Google thing. But I don't know, like it's super awkward to kind of work with. It's so like you really have to like look up to like see what you're doing, and it kind of looks like you're having a seizure if you're trying to read something because you're going, stuff like that. Yeah, it's really weird. And I know they had a law put in to where you can't have them on your face while you're driving because it's supposed to be like distracting or whatever. And I can kind of see where they're coming from, but it's so out of your vision that it doesn't really matter. Like you really have to like look up and away, like off the road to like look at what you're going or what you're reading on your Google Glass. So
Right.
Well, people
I
do
don't
that
know.
to text all the time. I mean,
Well,
they'll be
yeah.
like driving.
Texting
they'll have
is
the phone
also
like-
illegal.
That's true.
You know, it's crazy because reading a couple people who had tested it out, and I'm following them on Twitter, and they said that it's not very consumer friendly. You know, it's more of like you really have to want to dig into it. It's not just for the everyday person, like the average Joe. So why would you want to try to?
That's exactly how I felt with it. I don't think it's totally fleshed out yet. You know, sorry, go ahead. No, okay. You know, yes, it's still in beta form, but it's not super intuitive. It's very basic, I guess you could say, and the uses of it are very limited. You know, it's not really like a phone. Like, you really have to work with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that takes a long time to evolve with. I mean, it becomes more as you do it, but if you just get to test it out for a couple hours, you're not going to see any sort of result or get into the depth of what Google Glass is all about.
I guess that's why they're selling it to the public for this, like, one day, so they can get it out and get a lot more beta testing. But, you know, I'm going to say that
it's going to backfire on
right
them.
now, I don't feel like it's a product worth buying. Now, generation, I'm going to say at least 3 and up of Google Glasses probably will be, but like 1 and 2, probably not. And I can already.
That's what I said about the iPhone, and see how good
I can already
are.
tell you they already have ideas for those generation, you know, Google Glasses, just like how Apple, you know, came out with like the iPad, and then like 6 months later, iPad 2. And they just, you know, they have these things ready and in development way down the line, and they're just going to sell it, you know, they're going to put it out so people buy it. But I can tell you that for my experiences with it for that 2 minutes and just kind of testing out, because think about this. You go to a store and you look at a phone and you play around with it. You can, like, in that minute, you can already tell, do you like this or not? And with Google Glasses, not really. I wasn't connecting with it as much as I was hoping I would. The hype for it was amazing, but really getting your hands on it, I'll probably wait for it.
Yeah.
I have enough trouble just walking normally. I don't need distraction.
Hello.
Oh, look, I'll reach.
Well, if it comes in sizes, that'd be great, because I have a really fucking fat head, so...
Well,
walruses don't have normal heads. So
Also, I have the problem that my eyes are on the
teeth get in the way of the glasses and the snout.
I remember when they first announced that they were doing this Google Glass project, and they had a video of it. You know, that was, and I know a lot of, pretty much everything does this, where they have this video of what they want it to be, and you know, it's so much better than what the actual product is. But really, this didn't even come close to what they were hoping it would be, or what they put it out to be like a few years ago. It was kind of disappointing, to be honest.
Google kind of has this history, because do you remember when like they tried to launch Google Wave, and they're like, this is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be like the next big Facebook. And Google Wave just like collapsed upon itself.
Right.
And then they redid it and made it as Google Plus, and you had to wait patiently until you got your very own beta key. And then even then, Google Plus is kind of struggling to make it. So now they're linking it with YouTube, hoping that it would work better. And it's just like their marketing. I don't know who's in their marketing, but they're kind of going about it the wrong way.
No, they suck.
The only reason I think Google Plus is working or is, you know, in use is because of YouTube.
Yeah.
I honestly, you know, if YouTube never kind of forced me to have a Google account, I would never have a Google Plus account.
Neither would
I think the problem with Google Plus is that it's just so freaking confusing, and then them adding it on to YouTube made it even harder, because now I have like 20 accounts for my one account, and I'm like, what the hell?
You know,
and then this one, it now says my name when it's supposed to be SSKB, and I can't change it back. I don't know how.
Google
It's like,
Plus
which one do you sign with?
Google Plus looks so messy. It really, I mean, it really is so just everywhere.
And
It's funny because we're using it right
I
now.
don't like clutter. It
Well,
looks
that's true.
cluttered.
Well,
I mean, Google Hangout is probably the best feature of Google Plus.
Hmm.
I mean, and
I have
it does
the
work
free
well,
ones.
but even still, all the chats that we actually have in our side, I can't tell which one we're using.
yeah, well, it's crazy because when Google Plus was first released, because I was in the beta group for that, it was so simple and clean. And then they added all these features so quickly that you kind of just got lost in it.
I honestly look at it and it's a complete mess. I never sign in to Google Plus or any of that unless I'm doing something with the podcast or YouTube.
Yeah.
And even my main YouTube account where it's just for my viewing pleasure and all that other stuff. It's not SSKB. It's still only linked to a Yahoo email, and I don't want to link it to any other one because that Yahoo is also one of my main emails.
Right.
So now YouTube, I only just look at videos and I can't comment anymore, which sometimes it's a drag, but whatever.
Right.
It's so lame that you can't comment if you don't have a Google Plus account. It just makes it so much harder to do everything.
It really does. It really does suck.
Lame.
So, besides the thing we're doing right now, Google Plus sucks.
There are some nice features with Google Plus, and it's definitely and Hangout is definitely one of the I think the number one feature of Google Plus. But it's everything else is just kind of out there, and it's really, I mean, if they clean it up and they make things a little bit more user friendly, if they make things user friendly, I guess I wouldn't mind. It's really connected to a lot of things because then it could start being easier. I mean, once Facebook, finally collapses on itself and nobody uses it anymore,
That's coming sooner rather than later. Just wait.
Maybe Google Plus will be the next big thing, or something else will come along and take it over.
MySpace.
But, yeah, go back to MySpace.
Coming back.
It really is. I think they really need to work on it a bit. Like I can't look at it and be like, oh, this is this and this is this. It's really just confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things that suck, pre-ordering games also sucks now.
Yeah.
I've heard some very convincing things about this.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because in the article it has all these things, and then there's ads for pre-order Duke Nukem Forever.
Looking at that, I thought it was just part.
You know what? That's a perfect example.
That was so lame.
Duke Nukem Forever. People pre-ordered that game, and then they came out with it, and it was just awful, and you just felt like you wasted $60. Now let me say this: you can go to a game store and be like, I want to put $5 down on this game, so I have a copy of it, but you can always go back and be like, I'm reading up on this game and I don't want it anymore. Give me my $5 back. I don't think you should ever pay fully for a game that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's saying here that it's more a false sense of security that you might get the game because, and then part of the pre-ordering is you get DLCs and stuff that would be available to everybody else eventually, anyways.
Right.
So it's not even
You'll just
necessary
have
to
it
pre-order.
day one,
It's
which
not
is
even, yeah, exactly. And you might not even have it day one. There's a chance
that's
that you
true.
might not have it.
I
It's a
mean,
funny story. I have a story about pre-ordering games. When Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, I pre-ordered it from, we've spoke about it in the podcast before, Game. I pre-ordered it, and they actually sold my copy to someone else who didn't pre-order the game. And I was so pissed off. And they were out of stock when I went to go get it. So I had to wait another 3 days before I could go.
Oh no.
yeah, that's a little shitty.
I still,
Well,
still made me
here's-
pay full price.
Here's the stupid thing about that is, let's say something like GTA came out and they were doing the pre-order and the midnight release. Why would they sell your copy to somebody else, but then not have an overstock of games that they're just going to sell later on to people who don't have it?
Because that's not how supply and
Makes much sense.
No, but you
works.
have this big game that is going to sell, right? So you're gonna You're gonna say, okay, 1,000 people pre-ordered, so I need at least 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, and you know what? And it's simple to make. It really is. You take a digital copy, you take a fucking CD, and you burn it onto there.
Dude, and it's not that. It's all about the hype. That's why they do it. It's all about the hype.
When was the last time that a game actually you ran out of copies before you could get it? I've
The last
seen
one
that
I think of
happen
is The Last of Us.
Last of Us.
I didn't even know about that. I was able to get The Last of Us, and there's tons of copies everywhere if I wanted. I just couldn't afford it.
Right.
But,
So the problem is why did somebody sell Mr. Ginger's copy and then not have more in stock to sell to him?
But too smart. That'd just be too smart for people.
It's
Yeah.
stupid. It's stupid is what it is.
It is stupid.
Game is a
lack of
company that has
planning.
almost gone bankrupt at least 5 times in the
And
past
you know
2
what?
years.
And you know what? If they keep doing that, they should. They honestly should.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing that happened in America with GM, the General Motors, where they had a recall of the ignition for their cars because it was like, I guess something was like too short in it and the car would just turn off or like it would idle.
yeah, if you had heavy keychains, the keychain will actually turn it on, and it'll basically turn your car off while you're still in
Yeah.
it and it's driving.
Yeah. So
And you're not able to do anything in it, and lots of people have died because of it.
the problem was they knew about this like 10 years ago, and now only now are they starting to put the blame on the new president because they thought that would be a scapegoat for everybody else. But the problem here is that they knew about this for so many years, and they're going bankrupt and all that stuff, and they had to have a bailout. And I'm thinking, you know what, people who are doing this and they're doing like this kind of corrupt things or they're doing kind of shady deals, they should go under. And you know what? I'm not going to feel bad for them. I know that's a huge gap and difference between selling a game and not having more to causing death, but it's still shady practice.
It's shady practice, but unfortunately the people with the money are the people that make the rules, and we as America have made it even easier for people with money to control everything in America. Woo! How is your country? Can I live there? We literally just signed a law saying that you can spend as much money as you want on campaign things. Used to we have a limit so that people didn't just, I'm rich, I'm just going to pay all my money to this guy so he'll win instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't have that limit. So
Wait, when did that pass?
Do what?
When did that pass?
Like last week.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
think so. Yeah.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
So
Yeah.
now America is all about the Benjamins.
The Benjamins.
The Benjamins we don't have because we're almost $1 trillion in debt. But minor details.
What is the equivalent of Benjamins in Chinese yen, or whatever they use?
That's
Ni hao.
It's all about the mouths.
Awesome.
All right, we'll go to something a little bit more lighthearted. 5-year-old exposes Microsoft Xbox vulnerability.
Dude, that's
I'm
awesome.
so glad you finished that that sentence, because all I heard was 5-year-old exposes. Like, whoa, whoa.
5-year-old exposes
Wow.
up on Xbox Live.
Okay, that's normal.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, what kind of story is this? It's a 5-year-old who found out that if you just press space a bunch of times and then hit enter, you could log into whoever's account. And then the story was that he logged onto his dad's account and started playing, rated M games and all this stuff. But it's kind of funny. But you kind of go, who's the guy at Microsoft that just put that in? He might have just put that in for a placeholder and then just forgot about it. But if somebody
Whoops.
it's like, I need like a code and a system to like make sure nobody can hack this. Just space like 4 times and then hit it or whatever. Nobody will ever figure that out.
Some fire.
Yeah, that's got to be somebody who's lazy and was like, okay, I need it so that I can get into anybody's thing. I don't know, space, enter? That should work. I'll change it later.
It's funny because when people
Wait,
think of
did
passwords,
you send that out already? Oh, no. Oh, I just want to
Shelby.
when people think of passwords, they think of letters and numbers. And they did a study on this a few years ago that if you make a password with a space in between it, like if you put I like say your password is I like rainbows and you actually wrote it as a sentence, like I like rainbows with a space in between, it's infinitely harder to hack because hackers are just using letters and numbers and symbols and not really using the space bar.
That's because most places won't let you.
Well, let me say
say
this. Yeah, no, that's true. Like, if you try to put a space in it, like the website will be like, no, it needs to be just letters and numbers, and then these specific symbols. That you
I always think, in today's day, we can't put like space bars or certain characters, and it's like, really, come on,
I knew a guy.
Do a satellite. Come on, just give me that button.
I knew a guy who, whenever he would sign up for like websites or like accounts or stuff like that, he would always have. He would have a different password for everything, but he would always make it the 20 characters. Like, he would use the max amount.
Oh, God.
And it was just incredible to like watch him like type all these like different passwords. This is insane.
Is one little digit.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta start
Well,
all
I
over.
would discover his passwords were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I mean,
or
I have
A, B, C, D, E,
a
F, G.
long password for a couple of my things, and I'll mess up like on number 5, and I'll be like, gotta start it all over. Like, I don't know where I messed up. Like,
I have a
That's the
small
same.
password for some of my things, and I'll be like, okay, 1, 2, I don't remember if I push 2 or 3.
There was an article saying that like 98% of people, or somewhere in the 90 percentile percent of people, like if they mess up one letter and it's the last one, they will erase their entire password and start over again.
I do that.
Yeah, I do that.
And I was like, well, why wouldn't you?
Because you don't know what part you messed up.
Yeah.
Right, because if you think you know it and you're just typing and you go and you hit something wrong, you're like, oh shit, where did I go
Yeah,
wrong?
because there's a bunch of
Even if
asterisks.
it's a long thing, right? So you just do it all back.
Start it all over.
That's right.
Then I actually usually just finish it and then press enter and hope that it went through, and then it'll give me
Yes,
the
I
error,
think I
and
must
then I
have
just type
here.
it again.
But you know what? I do stuff like that, not just for passwords, but like when I'm writing a paper and I'll write something, I'll be writing a sentence, and I'll notice like 3 or 4 words back, like I misspelled something. I'll erase everything up to there and then retype it. Why? I don't know.
That's a generational thing.
Well, this paper is terrible.
Yeah.
It's a generational thing because when I was teaching, I noticed that the students that were on computers would type everything and then go back and fix their mistakes. Whereas older people, probably in their probably 18 and up at this point. I can't attest for Craft or Crystal, but we go back and we fix the words right then when the error happens.
I do that.
Yeah,
I can't stand
if I
continuing
mess
with an
up-
error.
Yeah, I do that.
If I mess up on something, I just throw out my whole entire computer and get a new one. I just, you know,
You lander it and just
it's
throw it across the
broken.
room.
The whole entire
Throw it.
computer is broken.
We tried.
It's not my fault.
Perfect.
I didn't put a little hyphen between their 2 letters. New computer.
So we talked about this.
Talking about new things, The Last of Us has been remastered.
That's right.
Ooh.
So I never played The Last of Us
Neither did
because
I.
I'm not into zombies.
Same.
I never played The Last of Us because I'm poor,
Yep.
and zombies are way overdone. I think so.
You know what? That's
Yeah.
That's the thing.
what is
Zombies are the worst villains ever. You have to have 1,000 of them to kill one person.
It's true.
That's terrible.
I don't know. I liked it. It had a really good storyline. I liked it more for the storyline than I did the content.
I'm told the storyline's actually really good.
Yeah. I mean, like, the zombies, yeah, they're there, but they're not... It's not the usual shoot 'em up, kill every zombie type of thing.
No,
It's more
right.
of true survivalism, more so.
but I agree with Kit. Zombies are like the worst villain. I mean, you have
Bad
one
guy.
ghost. You have one ghost, and it freaks everybody out. You know, you have a Mr. Stay and Puff and it destroys the whole city.
Wow.
But you need like a
Ghostbusters
million.
reference.
I know.
Right, when they ask if you're a god, you say
Love that movie.
and you, I don't know. And vampires are way overdone too. So it's those three things. It's zombies, ghosts, like with paranormal activity.
Paranormal activity.
Zombies and vampires, and then like with what were those movies? The Resident Evil with like werewolves.
Resident Evil?
Does
What's
have werewolves in them?
What was
Harry
or
Potter.
Underworld? Wait.
Resident Evil was the one with like the virus and stuff in it.
Oh,
What?
I know what you're talking about. The one with the girl who's like the vampire
Yes.
chick?
Oh God, what is that movie?
Not Buffy the
Silent
Vampire
Hill?
Slayer.
No.
Not Silent Hill. It's like something Underworld.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
you know what I'm
It's not
talking
that
about.
good.
Yeah, no.
Man, that was like
Those-
2003.
I know. Well, somebody's mic.
Yep, someone turbulence through an airplane.
Oh, it could have been me.
Mr. Ginge, why haven't you seen it?
I don't know. I'm just.
I don't know,
kinda-
we're almost into story
Anything.
time though.
We're almost at my story time, and I have something this week.
No, hold on. It's not story time yet.
It's
We
not
have one
story
more
time
thing.
yet.
No, I know, I said almost.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the sequel to the storyline. It's Borderlands.
Oh.
The penultimate.
So
Yeah.
technically, it's a Borderlands prequels then.
I can barely hear Mr. Ginge.
I can hear him.
Oh, maybe it's just me. Okay.
Technically, it's a Borderlands prequel.
Because to me it sounds like he's going.
He's kinda- he is kinda
Yeah.
muffled.
It's a little muffled, Mr. June.
Let me check the microphone.
Tusks are in the way.
Okay,
So who is excited about Borderlands pre-sequel, especially because it's coming out for PS3 and Xbox 360
And
and
PC.
PC?
Nobody has a PS4 yet. I can't get my hands on a PS4, not because I don't have money, but because no one ever has it and no one knows when they're getting it.
Right? True story.
I'm so.
Yeah, I don't
how-
have one because I don't have money.
Somebody
Same.
please tell me how hard it is to make a console, to mass produce a
It's
console.
really hard.
Is
Yeah,
it?
It's
It's
so
actually kind of
hard.
hard.
I think that's total bullshit.
No, it's not hard at all. It's just like
Soldering things
Yes.
and stuff like that, and it actually takes a bit
And
to
they
solder
all
everything to
by
put in there.
hand.
Yeah, but it's Sony.
It's all robots. It's all robots
It's
doing
not
it.
like
How
it's not like it's an indie company. It's Sony.
Good point.
Sony hires engineers to solder everything together that they need because some robots just don't do it as well as they would like.
So
Sony. They can mass hire.
This is part of
Yeah, you would think.
a topic that we're going to be talking about here, but let's bring that topic up. Will Xbox One finally overtake
Maybe.
PS4? I think yes, because every store has a freaking Xbox
Because
One.
nobody wants to buy
has
it.
a PS4.
That's why.
Nobody wants to buy it. Right.
Well,
but
at
at least
least they're
people
there.
can buy it when
Yeah.
a game comes out.
Accessibility.
Like when Destiny will come out. That's a big hyped game. And people are going to go buy it, and they're going to need something to play on it, a new generation. They're going to go buy an Xbox One because it's there.
Yeah.
It really boggles my mind. How hard is it to mass produce a console?
Especially since they've been
Google that
talking
right
about
now.
it
It's
very-
been out since November. They sold out, and nobody I know ever has it. And everybody I talk to is like, "Well, we don't know when we're getting it." Either they're lying, or Japan is messing up. I don't know.
You know, embargo.
It's messing up.
Do they
Yeah.
not want my $400 and everybody else's? 400 plus. I'm gonna spend $450 on just the console. I need a game, and I need more games later on. Do they not want my money?
No. Sorry,
No.
Joe.
They hate your money.
Obviously not. No.
They're too rich. They're saying, Joe, don't give us your money.
Plus,
we don't.
Sony said that they were in trouble because they weren't making money, because they were spending too much money incorporating the Blu-ray into their PlayStations.
Dang.
They were losing money on it.
But that's
Actually, no.
already a thing. Like PS3 was already doing Bluetooth. Why is that a new? Why are they saying that that's going to be trouble? They've had PS3 for a while, and PS3.
I know, right? But they're losing money on it because okay. First off, when PS3 came out, Blu-ray was just kind of coming out too. That was $400 for both, Now they're combining it into one, which was just $400. They were losing $400 on a PlayStation with a Blu-ray.
I actually know some interesting facts about PlayStations.
Go ahead.
The very first PlayStation that Sony made was originally going to be a Nintendo console.
Nice.
You watch Did You Know?
I
Gaming,
watched
don't you?
Did You Know Gaming.
That's right. I watch it too.
And but like, and I don't know, Nintendo just like, go away. We don't want you.
Yeah,
around.
that's actually pretty cool.
I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking cool. And then Nintendo just got fucked by Sony, which is kind of sad, but
Nintendo's in trouble.
yeah, and they've been in trouble for a while.
But hold on. I'm gonna say this: Nintendo's in trouble, but they actually have enough money to keep themselves as a company for the next 250 years.
Yeah, to sustain.
Yeah, they can lose all the money. They can hemorrhage money for the next 200 years and be okay.
Money.
Yeah, and be okay. So they're in trouble, but they're gonna make money because of two things. Right now, there are two things. One is because of Smash Brothers.
Ooh.
One, people are gonna buy. Okay, Smash Brothers is two different versions now. One is for their 3DS, and then they have another version, which is I don't want to say slightly different, but it has differences in it to make me want to buy a Wii U, Wii U, and the game. So later on, they're gonna release the 3DS version first, which I will be buying, and then when the Wii U version comes out, it's going to be like, well, do I have $300 to drop on this to buy it? Because I probably will want to, or I'll have to find new friends who have it.
Right.
So I will probably be getting the Super Smash Bros. So whenever I get it, we'll play it together and we can stream it.
Please,
Oh,
because
yeah, good for that.
I know Smash Brothers has become one of the staples of Nintendo products.
I love Smash Brothers.
And we can stream Smash
I
Bros.
still play on the GameCube sometimes.
I loved Brawl.
That's what I have, yeah.
just the best.
So awesome.
Alright,
I
and
played
now
with too.
it's
Now,
story
okay,
time.
now we can get to
Mr. Ginge.
Hooray! Now,
Mr.
recently,
Dream.
I got a new job in a kitchen, working in a very fancy restaurant. Yay!
Well,
And I
congratulations,
managed to completely fuck up on the first day.
Oh.
Because you have to
What'd
make
you
this fondant potato and all that fucking bullshit. And I'm just an idiot. And I was making mashed potato. And I had to make like a fucking metric shit ton of it. And I was stupid, and I'd like put it through a ricer. I just shoved my hand in there to scoop some up, and it was really hot. So I just yelled profanities, dropped it on the floor, ran to the sink, slipped on the potato I just dropped. Whacked my face off of the floor. Everyone looked at me.
No.
It was horrible.
And say you're on
Oh.
candid camera.
Oh wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been punked. Yeah.
You've been punked with Ashton Kutcher.
I didn't get fired.
Can you say what restaurant you work at?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
Good, because I'm not going to fly to England and come visit you.
I will.
I will.
Yeah, we
I'll
will.
do it.
I will
Good.
too. I will too.
We'll all do it. Field trip.
Yeah. Hey, so that was a nice story. Let me go back. Let me go back to one of the topics we just talked about. The Borderland pre-sequel. Is anybody going to buy it?
Yep,
I probably will
definitely.
because I played both Borderlands and Borderlands 2, and they are so much fun to play. I just love to like fuck shit up.
Okay. I will think about it. I will think about buying it. Because I played the hell out of 2. Anyway, it was so fun. But once you go away from that game for a while, it's hard to go back to it. No?
It's a lot. It's good.
I had a hard time getting into Borderlands to begin with, and so I can see how if you get away from it, then you go into.
It's a lot better.
Yeah,
to get
1
into
was hard to get
two.
into. 2, it just kind of, to me, I just couldn't get into it because, well, 1, I didn't have money, so I didn't have my own copy. That was probably it. But whenever I tried to play, I was like, I'm not that interested in buying it.
2 for me definitely was so much better than 1, and I think Gearbox, they knew that in the first one they kind of, I don't want to say messed up the ending, but they knew that they had to make this one a lot better. And they actually have a lot of great things in this one, in 2. And then the DLC is actually really fun too. But
Though
my
I have
problem,
a lot of the DLC. I love the DLC content
You know
that
what?
comes with Borderlands.
Borderlands is the only DLC that I've ever bought for.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the season pass as like a Christmas present, and I got really fortunate, and it was just amazing.
But
The DLC that I bought stuff for, the first one that I bought stuff for was Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the original one that came out, and then they made a new one with all the stuff that I bought, and I was like, no! I'm never buying download things again.
Okay, Shelby, when you played Borderlands, did you play it alone or with people?
I was introduced into Borderlands through my boyfriend, so I was doing multiplayer.
Have you
And
ever
then when
played it alone?
I played Borderlands 2 by myself.
Okay. Did you enjoy it alone?
I did, but the thing about Borderlands 2 was the more people that were on it, the better the loot was.
Right.
So we
Right. Well, that's how it worked. But from day one when I got Borderlands 2, I was playing it with a friend and or a group of people. And when I wanted to play it alone, I would maybe play it for 5 minutes and go, I don't want to play this. I don't know why.
It does have like a better like connection if you're playing it with people. I did intend to enjoy it more, but storyline's sake, I kind of wanted to know, and I was like, sometimes it could be a little bit grindy if you weren't playing it with more people.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel about like Minecraft and stuff too. Is that it's just way better with people than.
That's true.
Yeah, it really is one of those games that.
Really enjoy it
So.
yourself, but.
So my problem now is
if you
I want
buy
to buy it.
you better let me know because I'll totally like multiplayer.
well, you have a PlayStation 3.
Well, I'll probably get it for PC.
Oh.
And then I have a jerry rig to use my PS3 remote as an Xbox emulator remote. I use my PS3 remote.
I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'm very.
I buy it on Steam.
Person. Like I play only a few games on PC. So.
Right.
Crystal, say some things. You haven't said anything.
Oh, I was going to ask her about a story in a little bit.
I have nothing. I'm sorry. I'm not interesting enough.
So, tell us about something that happened in your life today.
That was like Crystal saying that with like puppy dog eyes. I was like,
No, please don't take me out.
I'm not interested.
There you go.
I think that takes care. Oh no, wait, we have. Yeah, we have a few more things. No, I was gonna say that was it for gaming, but we have one more gaming. Don't Starve DLC. I've never played with it.
That's awesome.
You should. Okay, if you like the whole survival type thing, this is very much a single-player game because they have not added any sort of multiplayer facet to it yet.
Okay.
They don't
This
plan
game is baller because it is just literal. You are on your toes 24/7 to try to like be able to survive. I suck at it. Like, I get in, like, 15 days, and I'm like, all right, I did great. And I'm like, I just barely scratched the surface. The new DLC content is called Reign of Giants, and it adds, like, a whole new level to the game. So it adds full-on seasons, different characters, new objects, new objectives.
Rain.
Yeah, and Play Entertainment, they knew where it was when they did this game. Especially if you like Tim Burton-esque type cinematography.
No, I've seen game footage of it. I really haven't looked too deep into it because again, I'm not a super big PC gaming person. So, right. But Crystal, you seem to enjoy that game.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I just really like every time you go somewhere, you just find something new if you just began, and it's scary sometimes.
So is there an end to the game, or is it just see how long you can survive? Kind of
There
thing?
is a storyline and there is a normal. You just play till when you want.
Mhm.
So yeah, and you need to complete levels. And I never completed them, so I don't know.
Yeah, and they just added like caves and ruins, so you can go underground now and
Yeah.
complete those. And then there's what's called adventure mode, where like you go through these lands that are like completely like one is just frigid winter the entire time. You have to find ways to stay warm, and your food grows much slower, and the days are shorter and the nights are longer, and if it's at night you can't see in the dark, so you have to make sure you have a fire by you. So it depending on what part or facet of the season or day it is, you really have to think about what is your priority and how you survive. And then there are monsters that will just come out and try to attack you, and it's
So is it like just like a survival portion of Minecraft?
yeah,
Or is it
purely
kind of
survival.
different?
Well, and then like once you die, pretty much that's it. You know, it's like a
Nice.
one and done deal, unless you
Right,
find
okay.
like a stone to reincarnate yourself.
Hmm.
But yeah, you do have to craft certain things. You have to collect certain items, but it's not like punching wood. You know, it's a little bit different,
It's chopping wood.
and it's a side scroller. It's not a
Oh,
3D;
okay.
it's a 2D side scroller. So.
Oh, there's no up and
From
down.
third person.
I mean, there is, but it's not like from the perspective of like Steve's point of view, right? It's just all like kind of like
Okay.
flat.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
It's almost like F5 mode.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
So yeah, if you guys ever play that, definitely recommend it. And the game itself goes on sale on Steam all the time, like Don't Starve does, and then the DLC is maybe like $3 or $4. Totally worth
Do you
it.
know when it comes out? Is there a release?
It's already
It's
out. The
already
beta's
out.
already
Oh,
out.
the DLC. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so I think that's it for gaming. But we do have a few other topics. So there was a Kickstarter for a cheaper kind of like friendly consumer 3D printer, and in one day it made $1 million on Kickstarter.
Look at all this.
What?
They only had
Incredible.
a goal of $50,000 or $100,000. They had a $100,000 goal that they created in like the first couple of hours that they hit. The printer itself, like you could get it by, I don't know, $300 or $400 or something like that.
That's cool. I mean,
How much do 3D printers usually anyway?
even for a consumer, like just like a regular at-home kind of 3D printer, that's just cool to have. But I heard so much like industrial uses for the 3D printer that it reminds me that we live in the future kind of thing, or like this will be the future. One of the best things I ever heard about the 3D printer was these guys who had the idea to make a huge 3D printer, and it would go layer by layer and build a house in 23 hours. So you could live in a fully built house made of a 3D printer in a day.
Recently, they've actually used 3D printers in surgeries, and they've actually made
Made
the
organs.
parts for people to use, and they put that inside of people.
That's
Yeah.
right.
The first one has
And
done and gone in like a while ago,
Well,
like
recently
actual body
or
part,
something like that. Like
Recently.
somebody like
Like
they.
It's
They-
like some sort of like headpiece or something like that. They did a
Like they
picture of it.
built like a piece of the skull,
They made
and
a
they
horn.
put that in.
And then they put it in her head, and now she's walking around with a 3D printed piece, and it fits perfectly.
It's
Yeah.
super cool. I mean 3D
It's an
printers.
icebreaker.
3D printers is one of the things that I think will define the future, and then just grow from there. I mean, even in beta, in when it was in beta, and the main company who was doing it, they were like, here's a wrench, we're gonna scan it, there you go. In an hour, you will have a fully functional 3D printed wrench that you could use out on the field. I was like,
And
that's
wrenching.
insanity.
I love how it's functional. Like that right there is the key word, functional.
That's right. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's not just
it's
it's not just a
functional,
model.
It works
It's-
well. It has so many different
works.
uses.
It's
I
insane.
think that that's actually more like the future than the Google Glasses. Most people see like Google Glasses, they're like, "Oh, that's what the future is."
What you know? What Google Glass
It's
is?
not.
You know what Google Glass is? It's this. It's you putting your fucking phone up to your face.
Yeah.
But you can see it. But no, yeah, 3D
Google
printer.
Glasses.
3D printer is definitely one of the few things that it's like if back in 2000 I have a 3D printer that's gonna build a house in a day, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
they
the
just
future,
started.
not,
Actually,
know,
this
not
one
whatever else.
one tattoo parlor just started using it. They started using the 3D printer, and they were doing tattoos.
How does that
and
work?
and it was and it was awesome.
That's awesome.
How did that
is
work?
so
Wow.
cool.
What did,
So it was kind of like almost like a cube, almost, right? Like an open formed cube, and the guy
Okay.
put his arm through the cube, and then
Oh,
like the
the
printer
tattoo?
did the work around his arm. The tattoo, yeah, he did the
Wow.
tattoo through that.
that's awesome.
That is so
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's probably
Yeah.
not going to be accessible to all parts of the body, you know. But, I mean,
Hey,
If
you
you
know
want
what?
something
You know
on your
what?
wrist-
My tattoo
You know what?
of my
That's
elephant
why-
that I wanted.
That's why this Kickstarter was formed, so that you could go home
Tattoo your entire body.
and put things into a printer and tattoo that part.
I'm gonna get a tattoo of an elephant, right? You know, and then the trunk
the
would
trunk.
be
On your cheek,
my
right?
arm.
The arm.
by the way, this Kickstarter campaign
Still going, or
is
is it-
now.
is it
It's,
over?
yeah, it still has. Oh, I guess they ended it early. They raised $2,945,885.
I need to
$1,000.
start a Kickstarter, and I'll call it the
2,000 backers.
The
and it'll
Kickstarter.
work. The Kickstarter, and it'll be perfect. I just need to invent something.
$2 million
Give me your money, and I'll drink.
in
I'll
just a
drink.
few days. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, you know. And if it wasn't for what's that game? The Starbound, or no, not Starbound, but oh shit.
No, you're
Starbound
talking
with one.
about Star Trek.
No. There was a game that started on
Star
Kickstarter.
Wars.
Star.
Galaxy.
Shit. We talked about this 3 weeks ago. The one game that made like $40 million or whatever.
Yeah, I know which.
Or it's still growing or whatever. Well, okay, so if it wasn't for that, I'd say $2 million for a few days on Kickstarter is beyond belief. But because of that, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's really good. No. $2 million in a few days is still amazing for one product, but my perception of it was ruined because of that game. And it's still growing, so it's got to be up to like 60 million now or whatever it is.
Wait, all right, hold on. The one 3D printer that you linked us to, Croft,
Oh,
that was
was
the
it?
wrong one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
You son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
that was funded back in
No,
2012.
don't freak
It's all right.
3D
I was like, hold on,
printers,
this doesn't
man.
sound right. But this one, so I mean, they still have 25 days to go. They have 8,000 backers, and they've raised $2,362,926. So I mean, and they still have 25 days to go. And it's called the Micro.
So instead of spending $1,500 on Google Glass, which nobody is saying go out and buy, spend $300 and get a 3D printer at home.
Heck
Yeah, if you pledge $299
tattoo.
And then make your own
or
Google
more,
Glasses with the 3D printer.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that.
That's right. Get fully functional Google Glasses
Yeah.
by
The
printer.
3D printer.
you get
Yes.
if you pledge $300, you're gonna get
You
the
can back it.
Micro.
That's incredible. Like, that's one of the things that I might spend $300 on if I could spend $300 on it.
Well, there are.
We could all pitch in together and get a Codex 3D printer.
That'd be sick.
Codex 3D printer.
There are 560.
Make me a house with it.
We could all get matching tattoos with it.
Okay.
Mandatory.
Nice, because they also provide like software that is more
Right,
consumer friendly
so
than
for
like
people
if you were
who
just running like
really don't
auto,
know
you know.
what 3D printer is or how it works, you have to scan your object first, whatever you're using, and then you have to go into a software and like put all these dimensions into it and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, you really have to know what you're doing to make a 3D printer work. Now, with this one, I really haven't checked up a whole bunch on it. But if they're saying it's consumer friendly and it's for it's for people just regular in the house, they have to they have to make that simple. There's no way that you can.
So it's kind of so they it says 15 innovations. These are the pros for wanting to back it. And they were saying it's a really quiet 3D printer. It's the most space efficient, lightweight, micro motion chip. So it provides automatic leveling and calibration. Lowest power consumption, carbon fiber, ceramic heating. You get different colors. You get silver, black, blue, red, orange, and green.
So fancy.
I know. Inspirational microfilament spools.
I would say in the next 5 years, people will have these in the house. I know you could have this but I think a mass amount of people might have a 3D printer.
Like a household product.
Yeah, it would be a household product in about 5 years. In about 10 years, who else is going to have? It's going to be who doesn't have a 3D printer.
Yeah, and I mean it's going to come with stuff. It's a USB connection, so you literally plug it into your computer, and it can be used on any platform, Windows, Mac, or Linux.
And there's going to be people and websites that are just going to be here's the dimensions of this. All you have to do is download it, and your printer is going to just automatically print whatever you want.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and they're very big on having a community base helping them grow. So they use the community to help them get the best out of this project.
That's awesome. I think that's going to be one of the best things to come out of the century.
They truly, they pitched this very well to get this back started. It's just their Kickstarter. They were smart on this one.
Right. How long have we
almost
been
an hour.
It's
almost an hour. Okay, so we have
about that time actually. Yeah.
We have one more thing, and I don't know what this is. So CTFXC has divorced. Who knows what that is?
They have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
I'm not one of them, so it's not popular.
Never heard of it.
Joe's not a part of it. It's not popular.
Learn how to be popular.
Okay, so explain it. Explain it.
They're basically a couple who make daily vlogs, and recently they got divorced.
Are they English?
American.
By any chance? Really?
American.
Hey, look, my kitty cat decided to join.
Gets Kit
He knows
Kat.
about it.
It's Kit Kat. Meow, 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 meow.
And I dance, and I dance, That's an old thing.
I'm a kitty cat, and I meow, 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 and I meow, meow. Okay, sorry.
Put your earphones in the cat's ears. I want to communicate with her.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. One thing, there's not going to be a podcast next week. I know we skipped last week because a lot of us weren't here, but next week we're not going to have one for sure.
Because Croft isn't here.
Croft isn't going to be here, so nobody's going to be recording it and putting it up. So, all right, let's go. Let's do last words. So, let's start with Shelby Frazier.
I don't have any last words. Drink lots of coffee, and stay classy, San Diego.
Next up, Mr. Ginge.
Don't put your hands in freshly mashed potatoes.
Let's go with Kit.
You took my job. I'm not saying anything. It's the one thing I do. The one thing. The intro and this. That's the two things I do.
I don't have
Oliver
anything to say. I've just been sleeping all week, so here we go.
Metal Mercury.
That's goodbye.
Crystal Roses.
Have a nice day and goodbye.
And finally me. There's nothing better than putting Five Guys in your mouth, having it go all the way down your throat, into your tummy, and then coming out your butt.
I like it whenever you have Five Guys and then you put two meats inside one bun. That's just awesome.
You know what? And you press your bun together, and all this gooiness just comes out. It's just delicious.
Joe right now has Five Guys in his large intestine.
On a better note, episode 2 of Super Hostile Spellbound Caves just went up on my YouTube page. Check it out.
Hooray! So go check that out.
It came
I
up like
would
a couple of
say-
days ago when this comes out, but go watch it anyway.
I would say go
the
check out your
future.
forums, but I don't know if they're back up or we have a forums
It
anymore.
should
What's
still
up with
be
that?
working.
What happened to that?
Shouldn't it?
Okay. Well, okay.
Well,
So
go
a few
check it
days
out.
ago, our forums were down, and all of like the Codex things were down because of the website
Yeah.
that is hosting it.
Really?
So we
I didn't know
we
that.
didn't have this thing. So if it's
It's,
if it's
uh,
up, go visit them. You know, we still have the Reddit.
Oh yeah, ask Joe Billerman questions. He has a question thing out.
Yes, I plan on doing a an answer or question video
And
thing, and I
Q&A.
kind of an AMA, and I'm going to be playing Minecraft during it. So, but if the forums are up, go visit them. If not, I may make a post on the Reddit page and with the same thing, so you can all go there and ask questions and all that stuff. Go check out everybody's thing. Go check out Artemis. She's our newest person.
Link will be in the
It's on me.
description and stuff like that.
Let's end on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a
Oh.
prettier face.
Nah.
Fight. Pretty face fight.
Oh, gorgeous, gentlemen, gorgeous.
Jeez.
And the winner is Mr.
Yay.
Ginge.
Unanimous vote.
Oh, did we lose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's end on Kit this time.